Hi, I'm the Dragonator, and I love fairy tales. I was introduced to this story when I was really little. I liked it okay then, but I love it now. You'll see why I have decided to have Hans Christian Andersen's The Snow Queen be my February story in a bit, as I get into the prologue, then my story. Keep in mind that translations differ, so the story you might have heard or read will be slightly different from book to audiobook, which are both linked below. Once upon a time, there was a troll. He was a mischievous little troll who invented a magic mirror which makes beautiful things ugly and amplifies already ugly things. He showed it to everyone and thought he could send it to heaven. But he tried and he tried. Then, smash! Shards of glass went everywhere and scattered all around the world as he went as high as he could go. Fast forward days, months, even years later, and there were two neighbor families who both had children living with them. One had a boy named Kai and the other Gerda. They were best friends who would often talk while their windows would open about life. They would also hear Kai's grandmother's stories. One cold night, the two listened to his grandmother talk about snow bees. Now, these were smart kids who listened to it during school. So Kai asked, "Do the bees have a queen?" "Yes," said the grandmother. "Where the wind is chilly and the snow falls hard and the fog is thick, that's where she is. She's the biggest snow bee of the hive." "I might have seen her," said the two. Kai looked out the window again while his grandmother and Gerda were still talking and noticed a lady who looked beautiful but cold. He rubbed his eyes and blinked, then she vanished. Sometime later, the two were outside reading together. Spring was arriving soon, though it was still chilly out. As the clock struck 5, something seemed to nip at Kai. "Ow! My heart! My eye!" he exclaimed. He rubbed his eye and chest, and the pain went away. "Are you okay?" asked Gerda. "Yeah, I think so." He looked back at the book, which had pictures of animals and birds, and winced. "Ew, they look ugly. I don't want to read anymore." Kai put the book down and was about to go inside. "Kai!" Gerda cried. "Are you sure you're okay?" "Of course I'm okay. Now quit your whining." He kicked a pot full of roses. Those were ugly anyway. Over time, he was meaner and meaner to his grandmother, Gerda, and everyone else in town. All of this was because what nipped at his eye and heart were the troll's magic mirror shards. The last time he was seen was before he went sledding. He went fast at one point and was lost in the forest. He was scared, so he held on tight. Finally, his sled came to a stop. He saw the lady from before. She noticed how fast he was going and took him to the sled. "You're so cold, little one. Here, let me help you." She kissed his forehead, and he soon forgot the cold. She kissed his forehead again, and he forgot all about the town. She then took them both to her castle. Gerda noticed he was missing for quite a long time. After much weeping until it became springtime, she wondered if the river close to town killed him. She took her beloved red slippers and tossed them in the water. If he died in the river, she would never see the shoes again. However, the shoes came back. She decided to go in the boat and try again, for maybe she didn't throw far enough, but the boat moved on its own. That was when her journey to find Kai began. An old woman lived in the house near the river. She found Gerda and took her in for some food and water. Gerda told her story, and the woman said she never saw his description. "He should be back soon," the woman said. "Maybe he'll come back if you stick around. He can't be that far." Months passed. There was no sign of Kai coming back. She asked the flowers if he's dead. They all told their own stories, but none knew of Kai. She snuck out of the old woman's cottage, and it became fall. She had to find her best friend quickly. A raven asked her where she was going, all alone without anybody, as she rested in a tree trunk. She told her story and asked about Kai. I might have seen him about to marry a princess. He told the story about how he and his fiancée found a boy which, while not 100% fit Kai's description, was just enough for Gerda to want to get into the castle to ask. After obtaining bread from the raven's fiancé, she snuck into the castle to find the princess and her prince. However, it was not Kai. She asked about him, though, as she had more food, water, and shelter for the night. The next morning, the prince and princess gave her a nice carriage, and the two ravens accompanied her for the first few miles, for they had work to do for the princess. After a bit, the carriage was ambushed by robbers. The daughter of the robbers looked at her and said, I like her. I'll take her. Gerda told the girl her story a few times before the girl's animal friends told Gerda where the Snow Queen went. The Queen and Kai went to Lapland. Later in the night, the girl gave Gerda some boots, gloves, other snow goodies, and some food and water for the trip. They went to Lapland, and a woman told her that Finland is where they should go. Gerda got more food and went in a house in Finland that belonged to a woman the Lapland woman knew about. The house was warm, and Gerda ended up taking off her boots and gloves. But she'd give her something to defeat the Snow Queen, asked the reindeer. She has all she needs in her to rescue Kai, said the Finland woman. The reindeer took her as far as he can go. The Finland woman told him to stop where some berries were and go right back home. With no gloves and no boots, as she forgot to put them back on before she left the surprisingly warm house, she was alone and cold. She made it past the guards and to Kai. The boy was cold and blue, but he thought nothing of it, as the kisses made him forget everything. Gerda found him and hugged and cried, I found you, Kai, I found you. The tears made it to his heart, which got the mirror shard out. Kai woke up crying, which got rid of the shard in his eye. After warming him up head to toe, the two were about to leave, but Kai said the Snow Queen gave him an ice puzzle to solve, and if he knew it, he would be free. He solved the ice puzzle and went home, making multiple stops along the way. They saw the Finland woman, the Lapland woman, the raven's wife who became a widow, and the robber girl, who all helped them on their journey back home. They felt grown up as they finally went home. The two would never forget what happened, and everyone lived happily ever after. Thanks for watching. See you next tale, which will be an Irish tale. I just have to find one I want to read first.